Listen, fellas, I need y'all to hear me on this. Real close. Stop being nice to girls. Yeah, I said it. Stop it. Because too many of you out here confusing nice with being a doormat. And that's why you keep getting walked all over. Being polite won't make you stand out. Too many men think that if they're just nice enough, if they just keep doing sweet things, eventually a woman will see them as the one. But that's not how it works. Being nice is the bare minimum. It's expected. It's what every man who's trying to win her over does. Compliments, good morning texts, holding doors open, paying for dinner. Those things don't make you special. They make you exactly like every other guy she's ever met who's trying to get her attention. And if you're just like every other guy, then why should she choose you? Nice is safe. Nice is predictable. Nice is comfortable. But nice doesn't create attraction. It doesn't make a woman feel something deep in her soul that pulls her toward you. Because the truth is, women don't fall for nice. They fall for presence, for energy, for strength. When a man is too focused on being nice, he's usually too scared to be real. He doesn't say what he actually thinks because he's afraid she won't like it. He doesn't take the lead because he's waiting for her to tell him what to do. He doesn't challenge her because he doesn't want to rock the boat. And that right there is why nice guys lose. Women are emotional creatures. They don't fall in love with logic, they fall in love with feelings. And feelings aren't created by just being nice. Feelings are created when she looks at you and sees a man who is in control of himself, a man who makes decisions with confidence, a man who doesn't hesitate or second guess himself just to avoid upsetting her, a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. When a woman feels that kind of energy from a man, that's when she becomes interested. That's when she starts paying attention. A lot of men think that if they just patient enough, if they just stick around and keep being nice, one day the woman they like will finally notice them. They believe if they listen to all her problems, if they're always there for her, if they keep showing how much they care, eventually she'll choose them. But women don't choose men out of pity. They don't wake up one day and suddenly realize, oh, wow, I should give him a chance because he's always been so nice to me. If anything, the longer you play the nice guy role, the deeper you sink into the friend zone. And once you're there, it's almost impossible to get out. The real reason why women don't respond to nice guys the way they hope, because being nice is passive. It's reactive. It's waiting for her to make the call, waiting for her to decide, waiting for her to lead. And no woman truly wants to be in charge of the relationship. She wants a man who can take charge, a man who doesn't hesitate, a man she can respect. Women want respect, not just kindness. Too many men think that if they shower a woman with compliments, always agree with her and never challenge her, she will see them as the perfect guy. But that's not how attraction works. A woman doesn't fall for a man just because he treats her well. She falls for a man she respects. Respect is what makes her look at you differently. It's what makes her listen when you speak, follow your lead, and see you as someone worth investing in. The problem is that most men focus only on being liked. They want to avoid conflict, avoid saying no, avoid doing anything that might upset her. They think that if they just keep her happy, everything will work out in their favor. But women don't respect men who are afraid to stand their ground. They don't admire men who bend over backward just to seek approval. They respect men who have a backbone, who stand firm in their beliefs, who don't change their opinions just to fit in. And a man who commands respect doesn't just go along with everything a woman says. He's not rude, he's not dismissive, but he has his own standards and his own way of doing things. If she crosses a boundary, he lets her know. If she's out of line, he calls it out. If she plays games, he walks away. A man like this is rare, and that's exactly why women gravitate toward him. Because he's not just another guy trying to impress her. He's a man who values himself. A lot of men confuse being kind with being weak. They think that if they say no, if they assert themselves, if they stop chasing, they'll lose the girl. But the truth is, women don't lose interest because a man stops chasing. They lose interest because he never made them respect him in the first place. When a man is constantly available, constantly agreeable, constantly seeking validation, he becomes easy to overlook. He becomes just another guy in the background, another option instead of the only choice. Respect comes from strength. Strength in your decisions, strength in your mindset, strength in your actions. A man who respects himself first will always gain the respect of others, including women. And that respect is what builds attraction, what makes her see you as different from the rest. She wants to feel like she's with a man who can handle himself, who won't break under pressure, who won't let his emotions control him. Because when she sees that strength, that certainty, that confidence, she naturally responds to it. Being kind is great, but kindness alone doesn't create attraction. It has to be backed by confidence, by boundaries, by a deep understanding of your own worth. A woman may appreciate kindness, but she falls for respect. And a man who demands respect without being arrogant, without being controlling, but simply by being firm in who he is a man who will always be in control of his own life. Stop being predictable. Too many men make the mistake of thinking that consistency alone will make a woman fall for them. They send the same good morning text every day, give the same compliments, always agree with everything she says, and never challenge her in any way. They believe that if they keep showing up and doing the same things over and over again, she will eventually realize how much they care and choose them. But that's not how attraction works. Women don't get drawn to predictability. They get drawn to excitement, to uncertainty, to the feeling that they're dealing with a man who has depth and substance. When a woman knows exactly what you're going to say, exactly what you're going to do, and exactly how you'll respond to everything, you become boring. She doesn't have to think about you because there's nothing to figure out. There's no tension, no excitement, no challenge. And when there's no challenge, there's no attraction. Women don't want a man they can control like a puppet. They want a man who keeps them on their toes, who surprises them, who has his own way of thinking and moving. Most guys believe that playing it safe is the best way to win a woman's heart. They never take risks, never tease her, never push back when she says something out of line. They're too scared to upset her, too scared to say no, too scared to be anything other than agreeable. But playing it safe is exactly what pushes them into the friend zone. When you're too predictable, she knows she has you. And when she knows she has you, she stops feeling the need to chase, to impress, to invest. The men who actually attract women don't follow a script. They don't text at the exact same time every day. They don't give compliments just to keep her attention. They don't agree with everything just to be liked. They have their own rhythm, their own timing, their own way of doing things. One day they might text her first, the next they might go silent and focus on their own life. One day they might be playful and teasing, the next they might be serious and direct. That unpredictability keeps her engaged, keeps her thinking, keeps her wondering what's next. Women want to feel something, and predictability kills emotion. It makes everything too easy, too expected, too plain. A woman should never feel like she knows exactly how a man will respond in every situation. There should always be a little bit of mystery, a little bit of edge, a little bit of that feeling that she's dealing with someone who is his own person, not just another guy trying to please her. She needs to feel that you have a life outside of her, that you're not waiting around for her response, that you're not adjusting yourself just to fit into her world. Because when a woman senses that a man has his own path, that's when she starts chasing him instead of the other way around. Have a purpose and mission. Too many men make the mistake of centering their entire life around a woman, thinking that if they give her all their time, energy, and attention, she will see how much they care and choose them. But that's not what attracts a woman. A man who has no direction, no drive, and no bigger goals will never hold her interest for long. Women are drawn to men who have a mission, men who are focused on something greater than just chasing after them. When a man lacks purpose, he becomes needy. He texts her constantly, checks in on her every moment, rearranges his entire schedule to be available for her. At first, she may appreciate the attention, but soon she begins to sense that something is off. She realizes that he has nothing else going on, that his whole world revolves around her, and that's when she starts losing interest. Women don't want to be a man's entire purpose. They want to be a part of his life, not the only thing in it. A man with a mission moves differently. He doesn't wait around for her texts because he's too busy building his future. He doesn't cancel his plans just because she suddenly wants to see him. He doesn't drop everything to prove how much he cares. Instead, he stays focused on his goals, his work, his vision, and that's exactly what makes a woman respect him. She sees that he's not desperate for attention, that he has standards for his time, that he values himself enough to put his mission first. That kind of man is rare, and that's why he stands out. Women don't admire men who make them the center of their universe. They admire men who are chasing something bigger. It could be a career, a business, a passion, a skill, whatever it is, it has to be something that drives him forward. A man who is fully engaged in his purpose doesn't seek validation from a woman because he's already fulfilled within himself. He doesn't rely on her to make him happy because he's already working towards something meaningful. That's what creates true confidence. The kind of confidence that women find irresistible. A lot of guys think that if they just act busy, if they pretend to have a purpose, women will suddenly want them. But this isn't about playing games or acting uninterested. It's about genuinely having something in your life that excites you, that pushes you, that gives you a reason to wake up every morning. When a man is deeply invested in his mission, it changes the way he carries himself. He walks with certainty, he speaks with conviction, and he doesn't let minor setbacks, like a text left on read, affect him. That kind of energy is powerful, and women can feel it. A man who knows where he's going doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't need to prove himself. He simply focuses on his mission, and in doing so, he naturally attracts the right people, including the right woman, into his life. Stand your ground. Too many men believe that agreeing with everything a woman says, always going along with her opinions and never challenging her, will make her like them more. They think that avoiding conflict and keeping the peace is the best way to keep her happy. But the truth is, a woman cannot respect a man who does not stand for anything. If you are constantly bending, adjusting, and compromising your beliefs just to keep her around, you are not leading, you are following. And a man who follows instead of leads will never hold a woman's true interest. A man with self-respect does not change his values just to impress someone. He does not pretend to like what she likes just to seem more compatible. He does not bite his tongue when he disagrees just to avoid upsetting her. He is not afraid to have his own opinions, to express them clearly, and to stand firm even when she pushes back. Women test men all the time, not because they are trying to be difficult, but because they are trying to see what kind of man they are dealing with. If a woman realizes that you fold under pressure, that you change your mind just because she challenges you, she will lose respect for you instantly. The men who attract women effortlessly are not the ones who are always trying to please them. They are the ones who know who they are and refuse to be anything else. They don't fear a woman's disapproval because they are not seeking validation from her in the first place. If a woman gets upset because he disagrees with her, he doesn't panic. If she tries to manipulate him into doing something he doesn't want to do, he doesn't give in. Instead, he remains firm, unshaken, and in control of himself. That strength is what makes a woman respect him. A lot of men confuse standing their ground with being rude or aggressive, but there is a difference between being confident and being disrespectful. A real man does not need to raise his voice, insult, or dominate a woman to assert himself. He simply speaks with conviction and acts with certainty. If she threatens to leave because he won't cave to her demands, he lets her go. If she tests his patience, he does not react emotionally. He calmly reinforces his boundaries. And when she sees that he cannot be swayed, that he will not abandon his principles just to make her happy, she begins to admire him in a way that most men never experience. Women do not fall for men who agree with everything they say. They fall for men who challenge them, who stand strong in their beliefs, and who refuse to be molded into something they are not. When you stand your ground, you send a clear message. You respect yourself, and if she wants to be in your life, she must respect you too. And that is what separates a leader from just another guy trying to win her over.